Folks, this is not what I was expecting to make a video about today, but I'm pleasantly surprised. Google actually gave us access to VEO2. I know, it's a shocker. For those of you who aren't caught up, VEO2 is the best AI video generator on the planet, and it has been for the past 2 months. No one has been able to lap it. However, it's been non-public for those 2 months. Only a select few beta testers have got access. But now, finally, it is public. And this is the full Google VEO2 model. This is not a fine-tuned model for YouTube Shorts that's lighter weight and not as good. This is the real deal. And coming to pretty much everyone's surprise, it's available on FreePic. Check out this announcement. VEO2 is here, first on FreePic worldwide. I mean, I had to rub my eyes and do a double check here. Excuse me? On FreePic? Google partnered with us to debut the most advanced AI video model in the world. Unmatched realism, precision, and smooth animations. What a surprise. Honestly, I'm shocked because I would think that Google would debut VEO2 on its own webpage. It's pretty much what they've done with all of their other technology that they've wanted to make public. They've made it available through some Google app or website, but not this one. No, this one's going to debut on FreePic for some reason. Now, this is going through Google's API. It's not being hosted by FreePic, and the servers are getting clobbered right now, but hopefully we'll get some generations through today. I really want to test this thing and play around with it. I also assume that FreePic is just the first of a lot of other AI video generator companies that are going to be debuting the VEO2 API on their site. I can imagine sites like Krea AI, Holo AI might get access pretty soon. Obviously, though, all of these clips, I mean, they're downright insane in terms of the quality level. Google VEO2 beats everything out of the market, no questions asked. Now, you'll see here that the first 10,000 users get 2 free generations. This is already used up to the best of my knowledge, and when I tried to cash out those free generations earlier, I was met with a nice little screen here saying that VEO2 is at full capacity. I'm also going to be showing you guys a free way you can use Google VEO2 with a special code that I've just been given. I just got a DM with a code so you guys can get some free credits for VEO2. So that'll be in this video. But before we talk about pricing and all that stuff, let's actually try to generate a Google VEO2 output. In the Creation tab under Generate a Custom Video, we can select Google VEO2 as our model. We can either do 16:9 wide or 9:16, which is widescreen flip the other way around for a phone or something like that, and 5-second max duration for generated clips. Even now that it's public, it's still quite limited in terms of what settings you're able to access. First prompt, scene from a 3D animated feature film. 3D animated lemon character Pixar style is eating a cheeseburger in a restaurant. And we'll click generate, and on my plan, I have 18 total generations available to me using Google VEO2. Yeah, it's pretty expensive. We'll go over pricing and credit comparison later in the video. It's not cheap though. Let's try the other aspect ratio of 16:9. For our next prompt, a first-person POV video uploaded to the web recorded on an iPhone, meeting a green alien in the middle of the woods on the East Coast. We shake hands. Lovely, send it through. Let's test it out on video game gameplay footage. Minecraft gameplay footage building a snow golem in Minecraft. That's something that you could probably see in 5 seconds, so I'm gonna send that through. And you can see things are kind of just building up in a queue. And hey, our first generation is now done. Oh, there he is, our 3D Pixar animated lemon character. He looks all right. He's definitely got a burger in a restaurant, but he's sort of just talking. He's not actually picking up and eating it. Very interesting indeed. I mean, it's very good quality, it's very coherent, it's definitely 3D animation, and I like how consistent the hands and the character are. It's just, he's not eating the burger. Maybe if this was a 10-second generation, he'd eventually pick it up and take a bite or something like that. But as far as a generation goes that didn't follow the prompt to a T, this is pretty good quality overall. Oh, looks like our alien video has also completed. So we got the first-person POV with the iPhone. Okay, I think it didn't really capture the idea that I wanted, but it makes sense given the prompt. This guy's literally just kind of fumbling with his phone, trying to take a video of this alien. Yeah, first-person POV video uploaded to the web, recorded on an iPhone. So it's trying to put the iPhone in the POV as well, and it does that pretty well. This is not the first video generator I've seen to take a prompt like this and include the iPhone as a part of the prompt as well. Overall, though, I mean, it does look pretty clear, and it does look very much realistic. We can even see the person's reflection in the iPhone. If you look very closely, you can see that it looks like there's a face or a person there in the reflection. Now we have Minecraft gameplay footage. Oh my god, it's decided to go with Minecraft Pocket Edition with the hand controls and everything, which is pretty crazy. This is staggering. It's definitely like a little snow golem. It kind of looks cool. But yeah, there you can see it is trained on plenty of YouTube data because it nails the Minecraft interface. The correct amount of slots. It's got the PlayStation controls down here. That looks like some wheat, some snow blocks. That's supposed to be a bed. But like, even the UI is pretty darn close. Pretty crazy to see something like this. You can tell it's trained on some insane data, and the textures are so close. Before we dive into some more VEO2 generations, I've got a quick word from today's sponsor. Huge thank you to you guys for putting up with sponsors. They quite literally make this channel a full-time job for me. They make that a reality. Today's video is brought to you by InVideo AI V3. This is the only AI video tool that makes you full-length, ready-to-publish videos using nothing but a simple text prompt. For a special demo here, I'm going to showcase the hyper-realistic films workflow. Check this out, I'm creating a 3-minute long generative film for YouTube about Oppenheimer's legacy with Einstein. This custom prompt is asking to tell the story of how these two legends first met and how Einstein supported Oppenheimer through his journey. We also specifically request InVideo AI to use details from a particular article, which we will link. And check it out, guys. I think the results speak for themselves.
The pursuit of knowledge is noble, Robert, but we must always consider the consequences of our discoveries.
I didn't fully understand his warning then. How could I? The Manhattan Project consumed me. Day and night, we raced against time and our own consciences. Einstein's letter to Roosevelt had set it all in motion, yet he remained outside the project.
And on the plus side, if there is something that we do want to change about this, they have a really easy to use and seamless editing capability. We can literally just use natural language to ask what we want to be changed in the video, and the AI will go ahead and make those changes for you. If you want to be extra precise though, you can use the built-in editing framework to tweak any piece or portion of your project. If you're ready to take a dive into the cutting edge of content creation, click the link down in the description below to check out InVideo AI V3 for yourself. It's quite a surreal experience. Huge thanks to InVideo for sponsoring today's video. Now back to your regularly scheduled content. Welcome back, folks. Let's get back into it. Okay, I want to try to fix some of these generations. Since I know this is trained on a vast amount of YouTube data, we're gonna try this prompt. POV, I met a real alien in the woods. His name is Glorp. So we're just gonna title it like a YouTube video and send that through and see how it does with a more natural or YouTube title prompt. Maybe that will, you know, hit the right chords in the training data, so to speak. Well, now that we know it will try some copyrighted stuff, especially this Minecraft gameplay, let's see if we can get some other famous characters in here. Cinematic wedding ceremony. Shrek and Bigfoot get married. Yes, that is what I want to see. Tech reviewer YouTube video. Throwing my gaming computer into a volcano. That would definitely get a lot of views on YouTube. Linus Tech Tips better get on that. So for this next prompt, I'd like to enhance it. Close-up macro video of a small mushroom village teeming with life. Enhance the prompt with AI. Obviously, it's using some sort of LLM here to rewrite my prompt, give it maybe a little bit more detail and life. Sure, that's a very detailed prompt. Put that through. Whoops, I actually put that one in twice. First up, we've got I met a real alien in the woods, Glorp. There he is. He kind of looks disgruntled. Again, it does just sort of look like a man in the suit, kind of like how the other one looked like a statue. It seems to be having a difficult time making like an alien that looks like it's from a movie or something like that. But to be fair, our prompt here is POV, I met a real alien in the woods. His name is Glorp. So honestly, guys, I wouldn't be able to tell that this isn't real video footage. It looks straight up real to me. There isn't really any telltale signs. It looks like a guy in a big alien costume standing in the middle of the woods. There's not a ton of movement, though, to be fair, so it's not really pushing the model as far as it can go. Next up, we've got the beautiful wedding ceremony between Shrek and Bigfoot, and this one definitely was having a little bit more of an issue here, but it still looks pretty cool. I really like the sweeping, immediate growing plants across the circle, which kind of makes this a beautiful romantic moment. You know, they're taking pictures of Shrek and Bigfoot. Obviously, the clear issue here is that we're getting subject confusion. Doesn't know which one to make Shrek. It looks like Shrek is both of them, but this is more Bigfoot than this. So I'm assuming that the female here is Shrek, and Bigfoot is just Bigfoot with like a Shrek mask on. It's like a Bigfoot Shrek hybrid. So there you go. But the people look so realistic. It's very interesting the way that the model is trying to combine different concepts together and mash them into one somewhat coherent video. I like that they're holding hands there, and then the video cuts, and then they're no longer holding hands, and they're just taking photos and videos while this Shrek is holding the flowers. It definitely looks like a real wedding. All right, here is our close-up macro footage of a mushroom village. And here it is. Okay, very interesting. The model seems to lean more towards realism, especially in this scenario, and probably some of the other scenarios we've seen so far. Tiny insects fill between the mushrooms, their movements quick and lively. Yeah, ladybug crawling up the stem. Okay, so it's trying to capture the miniature ecosystem that the prompt describes. It's definitely not a mushroom village, though. It sort of just decided to ignore that piece and make, you know, some mushrooms with ladybugs kind of crawling all over them. And I mean, this looks a little gross, but it's also kind of cool. It's very intriguing to me how well the model is able to keep all of these legs and movements of the legs consistent. I mean, there's a little bit of mushing, there's a little bit of warping, but overall, you can, at least while the video is playing, distinguish the individual legs, and it's not super jarring. And also, you know, lots of detail here. Plenty of detail on the mushrooms, super close-up macro shot. I love the reflections on the ladybugs as well. Some of you might be grossed out with this, and I'm sorry for that, but it's not a half-bad generation. It's pretty impressive. Home VHS video. Christmas. Opening a present to reveal a mini nuclear reactor inside, which is glowing green and radiating. Oh, lovely. Let's generate that. Here's the tech reviewer video. All right, definitely your average tech reviewer with the background and the computer, but doesn't look like he's throwing the computer into a thing of lava. It's interesting because as I'm generating these videos, I'm learning more and more about how you should prompt VEO2. It definitely doesn't want to be prompt like a YouTube video here. I mean, it definitely will make something that's like a tech reviewer YouTube video, but it's not going to capture the part where it's, you know, actually throwing the gaming computer into a volcano. You want to be very descriptive, I think, and very literate with your prompts. I want to retry that one. Wide angle view, POV at the edge of a active volcano. We see a man huck a brand new RGB gaming PC into the volcano. Yes, all right, that's a little bit more literate and descriptive. Cinematic movie footage tracking a woman with an umbrella in New York City. She looks mildly displeased. Lemons are plummeting to the ground from the sky, bouncing off her umbrella. See, I'm trying to get those lemons to have a little bit of physics there. And we've got another Mushroom Village prompt here that went through and finally generated, and it's pretty much exactly the same as the last one. They're extremely consistent, very difficult to tell apart here. But again, you know, we see the ladybugs are sort of crawling all over the mushrooms. It seems like this model really does, you know, focus on realism. Here, we're going to try this same exact mushroom prompt in Sora. Oh, and our VHS Christmas mini nuclear reactor is here as well. And you can see, definitely does not look like VHS footage, which is really interesting. I prompted home VHS video, but it seems to be more like, you know, a YouTube video of some guy exploring this mini nuclear reactor instead. It's definitely still Christmas time. I mean, he's wearing the Christmas hat, which is pretty cool. We've got the Christmas tree here, and it looks very realistic. And I do really like the mini nuclear reactor as well, but it's not home VHS video, which is so interesting to me. It seems like the fine-tuning that's gone on with Google VEO2 is preventing it from accessing certain artistic qualities, shall we say. Again, seems very much posed for realism. I wonder if they're working on some other submodels in the background that are focused on different tasks. Maybe more focused on animation or focused on different styles of video, not just things that look like YouTube videos, I suppose. All right, now we've got the gaming computer going into the volcano here. And again, this comes so close. This comes so close. It's only 5 seconds long, so maybe if it was a 10-second generation, we'd actually see it getting thrown into the volcano. But yeah, it's just sort of some guy here holding this gaming computer. He's ready to throw it in, but he's not doing it just yet. I gotta say, though, looks like a pretty realistic gaming computer. You got the power supply down here, CPU cooler. Looks like there's some RAM. We got the fans and the GPU. It looks pretty solid. And I like this video. I like the way that he's holding and manipulating the object and everything. And I like how realistic it looks. It's just he's not throwing it into the volcano. Let's retry this one and we'll also enhance it. Maybe the enhancement will work wonders. You know what? I gotta say, OpenAI's Sora is also just sort of generating mushrooms with ladybugs. It looks like this prompt maybe is just too long, honestly. I definitely preferred the Google VEO2 result, although these camera movements are pretty cool. Like the legs on the ladybug don't look nearly as good as it crawls on the mushroom. This one, again, is pretty cool, but we only see one ladybug here, and it doesn't look very nice. It looks a little deformed, almost. Let's see if we can get this gaming computer into the volcano. And you know what? Let's try the home VHS video as well in Sora. Little comparison. Well, we've got the disgruntled woman as well with the lemons, but they don't really seem to be falling from the sky. It looks more like we've got this video of a woman with an umbrella, and then the lemons are like an animation that was pasted over the video. Very realistic still, and definitely lemons falling from the sky, but they're not bouncing off of her umbrella like I requested in the prompt. This is the volcano gaming computer prompt. Like, we've got the guy here at the edge of the volcano, and then we've got, something that looks kind of like a gaming computer, but it's sort of just being like lowered down here. And then we've got someone's legs. It's like literally someone's holding it with their toes and they're being held up by a crane or a helicopter, maybe. A very, very silly video. It's kind of funny though, honestly. All right, now we've got another guy. Oh, there's another gaming computer kind of going into the volcano here. It's having a hard time stringing these concepts together for sure. See, this is what I'm saying. VEO2 is more coherent in this sense in comparison to Sora. Like, these are very obviously AI generated. That doesn't look like a normal gaming computer. Google VEO2, though, definitely comes out here with something that looks a lot more realistic. Here, let's see. Do we get the gaming computer? Oh my god, he's going into the lava himself. He's trying to throw it in. Very clearly, again, AI generated, but it comes a lot closer. It looks like he's trying to get rid of it, but somehow the universe is holding that will against it, saying like, no, the computer must not go in the lava no matter what. Oh, wow. Interestingly, Sora does a lot better of a job trying to capture the VHS footage with the mini nuclear reactor. Hey, this video of the kids looks very realistic, though. Good job, Sora, for that. But yeah, definitely kind of looks like home VHS footage. Yes, the mini nuclear reactor. Oh my god, just what I wanted for Christmas. There it is. Interesting. Oh, we can help improve Sora, folks. Which one is the best one with the lemons falling from the sky? All right, all of these are pretty terrible. Not gonna lie. The one that's closest to being mostly accurate is probably, I want to say this one, maybe? Keep selected video, I guess? Yeah, it looks all right. Doesn't really get the physics at all with the lemons. Still, Sora is worse, for sure, in comparison to Google VEO, which makes something a lot more coherent, but still not even close to being perfect. Here, let's test out my favorite Sora prompt of all time. This is real found footage, an alien getting a slushie inside a gas station. This actually turns out shockingly good for a Sora generation. Here you can see he's drinking the slushie. I want to see how VEO tackles the same exact prompt. This is also a decent generation by Sora as well. This is found footage, CCTV, gas station clip, man riding atop a giant bullfrog, and that came out pretty darn good from OpenAI Sora here. Like, that's not bad. He's kind of drifting around the parking lot with the bullfrog, which is cool. So I'm going to send this over to Google VEO2 as well. We're also going to go ahead and try this close-up of an orange tabby cat eating a lemon. Sora did an alright job attempting to replicate this. The cat looks great, the lemon slice looks great, but he's not really eating the lemon, is he? He's sort of just kind of moving his mouth around. And we've only got 3 generations left using Google VEO2, so we'll send this one off. We'll wait for these to generate in the meantime. Honestly, guys, I gotta be real with you. So far, I'm not overly impressed with Google VEO2. I was expecting it to be a little bit better than this. I wouldn't consider these prompts to be straight up easy, and they definitely all have great qualities for sure and come really close to getting what I'm asking for, but none of them really seem to nail it. It's definitely very clear and very realistic, and even a lot of times difficult to tell the video is even AI generated in the first place, but it's having a hard time really nailing down exactly the prompt I want. I really do wonder if it's because we're capped at 5-second generations. I wonder if with the longer generations we'd cut eventually to a clip where it's actually doing what we propose. But we gave it a lot of tries to get, for example, the gaming computer into the volcano correct. It gets a lot of aspects that we want. The gaming computer looks great, it's very realistic, wide-angle POV at the edge of the volcano, but just isn't really bringing it down into the volcano. It's not throwing it off as we would expect. But to be fair, Sora is much, much worse. Like, take this clip for example. I could show this to someone random and they would probably have no clue that this is AI generated. I mean, it looks like a very realistic person, very plausible, gaming computer in the background. It's blurred out so it looks straight up realistic. RAM, CPU cooler, fans, and then, this just looks like some wall art perhaps. Hard to tell that it's even AI generated in the first place. And again, the Minecraft footage as well comes very, very close. If you have a keen eye and have played Minecraft before, you might be able to tell, these items don't look quite correct at the bottom, but it looks very much like things that I've already seen online. All right, here's the found footage with the alien getting a slushie in the gas station. Here he is. It actually did some 2D animation. Definitely an alien with a slushie. It looks like a pretty cool animation. Realistic background here, but again, it's not really following the prompt. I actually think the Sora example for this prompt was a little better. Definitely doesn't look like found footage. And I mean, he's getting a slushie at a gas station for sure. Like that's a gas station in the background, but he's animated. This is not what we were looking for. Here, let's take a look at this one. This is the Sora generation with the same prompt. I think this is way better. It actually looks like real video footage of an alien getting his slushie. It looks a little cinematic. I wouldn't say it's found footage, but this is definitely a lot closer to the idea I was going for than this video by Google VEO2, even though it still is coherent and decent for 2D animation generated by AI these days, right? It's still clear, it still conveys things well, like the cars driving by, but something is off. Anime Ghibli style, 2D animation, giant lemon monster destroying skyscrapers. And again, but also try this in VEO2. All right, our cat eating the lemon is back up. Here is the Sora generation for a reminder. This is what it looks like. He's not directly eating the lemon, but we see both subjects here, and it looks pretty realistic overall. So not a terrible generation, but not what we were specifically asking for. Now, okay, VEO2 does a much, much better job here. All right, yeah, this is pretty much exactly what I asked for. Here's a little orange tabby cat eating a lemon. Very simple. He actually looks like he's licking and trying to bite into the lemon and enjoying it. He even closes his eyes as cats typically do when they're enjoying a meal. So there you go. Actually, a really solid generation that captured my prompt, but it was pretty dead simple at the end of the day. Just an orange tabby cat eating a lemon. Nothing too crazy. Finally, let's do one more generation. Video depicting a man sitting at a table. On the table, there's a huge pile of nails, in parentheses, the tool. He is casually grabbing handfuls of these nails and eating them quickly. All right, that's our final Google VEO2 generation. Also going to throw this into Sora. All right, looks like our Ghibli-style 2D animation of a giant lemon monster destroying skyscrapers is done. Let's take a look here. Definitely 2D animation. I actually like the 2D animation style quite a lot. For sure, anime style here. Definitely a lemon monster. He's not really destroying the buildings, though. The buildings are more or less static while this little lemon guy kind of moves around. Again, not exactly what we were looking for here. It didn't nail it perfectly. Definitely 2D animation, though. Definitely pretty close to anime or Ghibli style, so we'll give it that. Here's Sora coming out of the woodwork, though. Absolutely not Ghibli style, but we are getting closer to destroying buildings. Definitely not 2D, though. This is very much 3D animation. Scary lemon monster, though. I mean, man is ripping through these buildings doing who even knows what. It looks like Pac-Man that has taken a wrong turn in life. He's taken a dark road, and now he is trying to destroy buildings. I guess I definitely think that the Google prompt is closer to what we were looking for, but I like the fact that Sora actually tried to make it destroy buildings, at the very least. Alright, here's our clip of the man riding the bullfrog at the gas station, and you know what? I actually really like this generation. For some reason, it starts off super weird, but it goes quickly away from that, and we just see a dude riding a bullfrog. He's pulling up to the gas station, probably just getting some chips or something, but I really, really like this clip. I know it doesn't look anything like found footage or CCTV, but I'm pretty happy with this. I think it's cool. Here is the Sora generation. Again, also pretty awesome here, riding the bullfrog around. This one definitely looks a lot more like CCTV footage for sure. So Sora, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if people prefer this generation just because it followed the prompt better. But yeah, there he is, just riding the bullfrog around. Fan-freaking-tastic. Again, the model just doesn't have the coherency to understand that this makes no sense. Alright, I hope VEO2 can give us something around this quality. Big pile of nails, he's grabbing them, shoving them into his mouth like a maniac and eating them. Kind of still has that slow motion effect going on, and it's not very obvious that he's actually chewing and eating the nails. It looks a little bit like confused and blurry when he brings them up to his mouth, but overall gets the gist of the prompt. All right, here we go. Now this is definitely better, I think, than the Sora generation we just witnessed. It's just a guy sitting there. I love the background here. I love that it's like, looks like it's from maybe the Philippines or something like that. Again, a lot of YouTube videos actually come out of, different countries and different areas. So again, more proof of the YouTube training data rearing its head in here, but I think this is a pretty great one. It has a good understanding of the physics with the nails as they move around, and he's picking them up, putting them in his mouth for the most part. I mean, it's not, again, entirely obvious or coherent that that's exactly what he's doing, but it's good enough, I think. It's good enough to kind of give off the impression and show off him biting down and having a snack of big nails. There he goes, just sort of eating it. He looks very coherent, though. Perfect-looking human being, perfect-looking hands. The background looks great. I love that the trees and stuff are swaying and moving in the background. Can't really complain here. I think this is a solid final generation to leave off of in terms of actually following the prompt. So yeah, guys, first impressions for Google VEO2. I gotta say, it's definitely at least capturing portions of the prompt accurately every single time, but it's not nailing the prompts. In fact, only a couple of prompts actually went through fully ready and coherent, following exactly what I asked for. Almost all of them had some sort of caveat or area where they weren't nearly as good. Still though, the overall quality is great. It's very much centered towards realism. There are quite a few videos where I wouldn't be able to tell it was generated by AI in the first place. It's definitely no slouch when it comes to video generation. However, I'm a little underwhelmed overall. I was really hoping that it was better at following prompts. It seems like they still have a little bit to go in that regard. And even Sora is able to hold its own in some certain prompts against Google VEO2, most notably with certain different styles like more VHS focused style or CCTV found film footage, or the alien at the gas station having a sip of a slushie, for example. So really telling in that sense. In terms of pricing to get access to Google VEO2, any paid plan will grant you access, but it costs 1,000 AI credits per singular VEO2 generation, so it's very expensive. In fact, with the Premium Plus plan, that's $40 per month, you're only getting 45 VEO2 generations here. I bought the premium plan here for $20. That got me 18 generations. So that's what I bought to show this off to you guys today. And then you only get 7 generations for $9. Very, very, very expensive. Over $1 per generation for both premium and essential plans. And of course, you can save money by switching to the annual plan, which will give you more generations, sure. But I don't recommend switching to the annual plan because you never know. VEO2 could show up on another website or even a Google website for a lower price in a few days. I recommend that you hold off for now unless you really want to try Google VEO2 and wait to see if it shows up on any other platforms soon. Our friend Sean Ralston over at OpenAI just tweeted this out. VEO2 is available not only on FreePick, but it also seems to be available on Fall AI, where you can pay per generation instead. Again, very realistic video generations here in his examples. I think maybe these came out a little bit better than mine, but yeah, pretty darn cool. Here's Fall AI access to VEO2. This one actually has a duration that goes up to 8 seconds. Very nice. Same aspect ratio settings available here for this one. And oh man, though, it's more money for sure than free pick. For an 8-second video, your request will cost $4. Oh man, it's expensive. So yeah, it is available on Fall AI here if you want to do 8-second long videos instead, but it's going to cost you $4 per generation. So Fall AI actually just DM'd me and they're like, hey, do you want to give some free credits away to your audience to use VEO2 on Fall AI? I'm like, sure. I'm not going to keep free credits from my awesome viewers. And this isn't sponsored, by the way. They literally just DM'd me and they were like, hey, do you want to get a code to just give to your viewers for free credits? I'm like, sure. Not sponsored in any way. All you have to do is make sure that you're logged into an account here on fall.ai, then click the link that's going to be in the pinned comment and in the description. It'll be super obvious, and it should just give you 10 free Fall AI credits that you can use on VEO2. So that's like 2 generations. I know it's not a lot, but it's something. And here's the generation of our little 3D lemon dude. He's sipping his drink, floating around in the tropical waters, enjoying himself. Definitely a pretty good generation, no doubt. I think this generated a little bit faster in comparison to free pick. So yeah, 2 free generations for you guys on Fall AI. So yeah, guys, Google VEO2 is here, but with a few catches. First of all, the model wasn't as good as I expected. It didn't follow all the prompts I wanted it to, but it was still pretty darn good and very, very much realistic. And several videos, without me even necessarily trying, just looked straight up real. I wouldn't be able to tell they're AI generated otherwise. It's mad expensive. Your best bet right now is probably still free pick, even though it's expensive on free pick, $20 for 18 gens. I don't know, tell me your thoughts on this. Very interesting launch for Google VEO2. I really thought that Google would come out with their own website to use this. Maybe they're still working on it and they're going to undercut everyone on pricing here with the cheapest way to use VEO2 being Google's own website. I still feel though that 5 seconds isn't really enough. It's enough to get a taste of the model, but it's not enough to really get fully creative, I think, with it. I'd like to see at least 10 seconds, if not 20 seconds, become the standard for AI video generation models at this point. And I mean, the pricing is just out of this world insanely expensive. So I think the open source models are still my hope for the future of AI video generation at this moment. VEO2 is absolutely a great model, but if you're a heavy user of AI video and you really want to create something meaningful using the tools we have accessible today, I think your best bet is to go with like Huanyan Video, Kling, some of those other options that are going to give you a better bang for the buck. VEO2 is just too expensive to justify. Tomorrow, I'm going to upload one of 2 videos. It's either going to be a deep dive into Grok 3. I've been testing Grok 3 quite a bit lately, and I've definitely made some discoveries, or it's going to be an AI news roundup. I mean, let me know in the comments which one of those 2 videos you guys want to see, and I'll pick the one that gets the most likes or the most comments for it. Anyways, also check out the Discord server. It's fantastic in there. They're always talking about the latest. As soon as VEO2 dropped publicly, like, they were on it. They knew it had happened in there, so if you want to know what's going on in the AI space, join the Discord server, and also follow me on Twitter because I'm always reposting stuff, and I'm pretty active on there. Thanks so much, I'll see you guys in the next video, and goodbye.